Oh my god, every time I see the computer use a siege unit correctly, there's a little part of me that gets very excited. Watching a bombard do 60% of the wall damage, it's just too much. I mean, they're probably going to die now, but it's brilliant to watch. Norway also declaring war on Macedon. That's an interesting one. Are they going to rush in and steal the city? They might do, you know. The Netherlands just seem to play a game of let's leave an infantry unit outside the city, but let's not take it because that would be cheating. Let's just sit outside it. No, throw your infantry at it, for God's sake. You see, look, Norway has stolen the city. That is fantastic. Especially because they're going to lose it in 6 turns anyway. I bet Netherlands aren't even going to try and get that one. Go on Norway, go steal that one as well. You may as well. You may as well at this point. That was that's just terrible AI here. Look at it, you're right outside the city. What are you doing? Why? Oh, Netherlands. Oh, Norway has stolen it and everything. For God's sake. It's almost unbelievable. I mean, Norway are going to lose both their cities, and inevitably they will go to the Netherlands at some point. But, I mean, credit to you, Norway. The boldness of doing that. Actually, no, full loyalty for Norway. Yeah? Okay, so it's just this city here. I mean, you might lose one city, but these ones are going to be kept. So Norway is still on top of the city count. Norway's got, well, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cities for Norway. Closest, I think, is Netherlands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 11 against 7. Norway, I was bad-mouthing you before this game, but you have had a fantastic game so far. You keep it up. You keep it up. Oh my god, it's an actual war. Spain has declared war on Scotland. Unfortunately, it's a terrible war. I mean, look at it. Scotland have Highlander, their special sort of scout unit, which is very difficult to kill. Spain seems to have taken their entire army and spread it not only across all of Scotland's cities, but also across all of the city-states. Yeah, that's right, put an infantry corps into the sea with no naval protection, and frigate... God's sake, Spain, just for doing that, you deserve to lose this. I'm really sorry, Spain, but that was a poor move. And what's your army doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, all just in the sea off some random coast while you're attacking Scotland. In fact, Scotland, you've even got a caravel over here. Land them and move them across, for God's sake. After all that nonsense, Norway is going to keep this city. That's impressive. I mean, at some point, Norway and the Netherlands are going to have to come to blows because you can't just split across an empire like that. But it's impressive nonetheless. I'm pleasantly surprised with both people here. Oh, we might have a contender for largest city of the game. Amsterdam, 26 population. That's impressive. It looks like there is some good replaceable part farming going on here. I mean, look, this is 6 food tile, that one. This one is a 7 food tile. Oh, no wonder Amsterdam's got big. If only they hadn't put their harbour there. And they could have put a polder in, and it would have been even better. But there you go. Oh, I tell you what, I love how colourful the polders get. I mean, that's crazy. 5 gold on that tile. What about this one as well? That's 5 gold. That's 5 gold. Oh, the polders are just so pretty. I love them. Oh, there's more of them everywhere. So the few troops that Spain did manage to gather in the sea have all pretty much been killed. Oh no, apparently, no, Spanish corps, that got through, and a caravel fleet managed to race through just so it could smack itself against the walls and lose half its health. Next to a load of frigates. I mean, I wish I could play the computer when it acted like this. I mean, the problem is with Deity, you try and do it and play it like this and you're about 3 eras behind, so it doesn't matter anyway, but still, it's quite something. And after that, Spain made peace with Scotland. Scotland, I really hope you got money out of that, because Spain really deserved to be bankrupted for that ridiculous set of moves. Actually, you know what? Fair penalty will be the loss of Valencia, which I think is about to flip to being a 3-city this turn. Rebellion in 1 turn. I just want to see... There we go. I just watch it happen. You deserve that, Spain. You massively deserve that. If I were Norway right now, I'd be looking quite interested at Valencia. Go on, have a go. You know, I was joking about it, but Norway are actually having a go. I mean, Spain have got loads of artillery outside. If Spain used the artillery properly, which, you know, chances are they won't, because the computers just seem to have problems using artillery and siege weaponry generally. But if those walls come down, these anti-tank crews are going to munch through the city. They might... Oh no, they've run off. Ignore that. Ooh, first spaceport that I've seen in Norway. So let's have a quick check and see if any of it... Oh, yep, Netherlands are also building them. So those two are building spaceports. What about China? China's normally fairly decent on tech. Yep, spaceports as well. Oh my word, we have a fairly even race on our hands. What about Scotland? Can Scotland keep up here? Or is Scotland a little further behind? It looks like they're a little further behind. Okay, no spaceport for Scotland right now. And Spain, I'm just going to assume, is doing terribly, because Spain, what the hell? I mean, even Spain's artillery, nicely lined up, ready to shoot in. They just thought, nah, better not. I tell you what, the walls of Valencia are tough. I'm watching like bombards and field cannons just going bang, 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 bang every turn. Very little's happening. I reckon this Scottish battleship armada, though, if that does sit... Oh no, it's off. It's off. Ugh. Why is the computer so lame sometimes? Amsterdam, that's quite some army. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to try and take these Norwegian cities? Or are you just going to go for Stockholm? I mean, you could, but you're not going to keep it. I mean, wouldn't you go for one of these ones instead? Those ones are way nearer. I mean, no? No, alright. Okay, you do what you're doing then. Now China's sending a huge army somewhere. After an entire game with very minimal fighting, are we going to have some sort of huge climax at the end? No, I'm more mature than that. This is going to be really interesting. Who's going to get this? It's completely surrounded on all sides, but I think Spain are the only ones to have a melee unit within range. So if Spain win Valencia back, that's going to be a little bit of a missed opportunity for Norway, actually. Yeah, Spain get it back. Well, there we go. And Norway weren't immediately pushed out. China's declared war on Scotland. I kind of guessed this was coming. Now, there's a lot of anti-tank crew corps in the area, but Scotland are pretty musketman heavy in terms of their defence, so they might be able to see that off. Really, it's a case of whether these battleships can effectively start taking down the walls of the cities. Come on, computer, let's see an effective defence and an effective attack here. Like, that artillery, don't just sit there on the coast, stick that underneath your boats, for God's sake. Yeah, China have a lot of units, but again, they're doing that typical computer thing where they're just spreading them all out across the entire line without actually doing anything useful with them. It's really annoying. And the rest of the world, literally nothing's changed, except the fact that Norway's is on fire. He says as the Netherlands declares war on Norway. Wow. Okay, now that's going to be a big one. Let's have a look here. We've got huge infantry army coming down south. Netherlands seem to have planes as well, which is an interesting one. And it looks like this army that we're gathering around Pella is going to start attacking these two cities as well. Look at that navy as well. If the Netherlands can usefully do that, actually, as Norway declares war on Spain, that, Norway, could have been the stupidest move, because you're going to have this army attack you now. Oh, well, Norway, have they screwed themselves over here? Is that a case of the computer had decided it was going to declare war the turn before and then it didn't respond to the fact that it had been declared on? Because you feel like a player wouldn't do that. Like, at all. You would immediately pull back. So weird. Interestingly, all of Norway's ships are being sunk by Netherlands submarines. This is the thing. Submarines fairly effective on other ships. You know, no, this Netherlands fleet is actually very powerful. They're just going around killing battleship fleets. I mean, I wish you wouldn't be so far away. If you were attacking up here, you'd be able to put some real pressure on these cities. I mean, all you'd have to do is take that city and this one would fall from loyalty. But I mean, whatever. Also, China made peace with Scotland. Oh wow, look, they actually did some wall damage. That's unexpected. Population 31. My god. That is a big city from Amsterdam there. I don't think there's another city on the map that even comes close to that. I don't think Norway have a city above 20, let alone 30. Yeah, 22 down there for Spain. I mean, Scotland, Not saying that Scotland has an obesity problem, but only 23. Doesn't even look like that's a thing. 23. What's this one there? 21. Oh no, Netherlands just clearly out on their own in terms of population. In fact, 24. This city over here, I think, is the second biggest city. That's crazy. Oh, that's unexpected. So the Netherlands were having pretty much their own way, actually. I mean, they're being useless with their troops, but China have just declared war on the Netherlands. That's going to be an interesting one. We'll see. Again, I'm not expecting them to do anything because the computer's just useless at fighting. In fact, look, that artillery army just attacked Rotterdam and did nothing. So, yeah, that's not going to work, unfortunately, for you. But, I mean, you might take a city-state if there are any here that are allied to anybody, but it's a real stalemate, this match so far. The Netherlands has made peace with Norway for no swapping of cities at all. I think the Netherlands got out of that one pretty quickly. It means that they should be able to pull their units back and defend from this Chinese attack. Although again, it doesn't look like the Chinese are organised enough to be doing anything. I mean, Rotterdam is taking a little bit of wall damage. It does have at least a couple of artillery firing at it, but... Oh wow, no. I say that. It's all the planes. Look at that, they almost did half the wall damage in one go. Wow, if China can actually utilise these planes well, they might get somewhere here. Yeah, look at that. All the planes have just completely taken out Rotterdam's defences, which means that they've now got mechanised infantry armies right next door. If China play this well, they could steal that city. And here we go, -1 strength, and the city flips. Rotterdam belongs to China. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they'll be able to hang on to it. I don't think the Netherlands have any aeroplane capacity in the area, so it's going to be a case of whether these mechanised armies go after the Chinese troops or try and steal Rotterdam back. But it looks like Rotterdam might have swung for good there. Now this is interesting. Can China push the advantage at all? There's a lot of planes that China have got. If they were to go after another city, you know, they might be able to continue this aggression. In the middle of all this battle, Norway still casually building rocket parts. Looks like that's the moon shot, I think. Let's just go to the Netherlands and see if they're doing anything with their spaceports. No, they're all lying dormant at the moment. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see which body, or who wins this one. Scotland declaring war on Norway. I'm not entirely sure why you would do that, especially considering the fact that you've got a load of missionaries in Norwegian lands, which are now going to be all executed pretty badly. Scotland also, why have you got like loads of battleships here? Netherlands made peace with China. Oh, this will be interesting. Did anything flip? No, China. I feel like you could have asked for something there. Yeah, maybe not. Ooh, that's really interesting. Okay, so Norway have just lost both of these 3 cities, and actually they're gonna stay there. China have also gone after Norway. Wow, is this something going to be a flip? A flip in, well, China basically taking over the world. If I was China, you would want to drop a thermonuclear weapon there. You'd get both cities, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 troops. I mean, it would be the best, and you'd just be able to run your troops in and take both cities. It's almost too satisfying to think about. How does that 3 cities suddenly have 40 strength? That's incredible. That means that this mechanised infantry is basically just going to be able to walk in. Even with walls. That's insane. Scotland made peace with Norway. I mean, I'd forgotten Scotland were in this game. I'll be honest. I mean, they are building a rocket, but it's behind Norway, so, you know, whatever. At least China's one isn't on fire anymore. It was on fire for about 5 turns, but never mind. Oh, look, China are building Mars bits. Oh, they might be running ahead with this now, China, actually. I'm just stopping another place to see if I can see any rival parts, but it doesn't look like... No, it doesn't look like Netherlands are really going for it, to be honest. Spain has now declared war on Norway, and to be honest, Norway's army looks a little bit stretched. They feel like a civ that have done very well, and then are losing it very quickly. This Spanish attack won't work because it's spread over, again, way too many cities. They should just be focusing on a couple. But, I mean, yeah, these wars have been interesting, to be honest. I mean, you can just see it's just lots of planes flying around at this precise moment. But everything's kind of come to a bit of a standstill. China pushed in, and then disorganisation, then they pushed themselves back out. Netherlands were fighting, and now they're not. Really, everything is sort of at a bit of a standstill. Yeah, it's a shame that, but nothing really else to report at the moment. I mean, hopefully Spain will be able to mix things up a little bit, but with 106 garrison strength, yeah, that single artillery isn't going to cut it. You need something a lot more persuasive to get into that city. Like a thermonuclear device, but that's just my opinion, you know? You do what you're going to do. Oh my god, these rogue Chinese battleship fleets are actually doing significant damage to Norway's walls, and this crazy Spanish invasion where they're not actually stopping, I mean, they've still got a lot of troops in the area. I don't expect there to be like a real long-term problem for Norway, but oh wow, look at that. The city walls have actually now gone. That's crazy. Scotland now assembling a large artillery army. Flotilla just off the coast. I wonder who they'll be going for. Oh no, we saw it, so they're scattering it. Quick guys, Ryan's noticed us. Hide away. Oh, well, look at that. City down to 0 strength. One melee unit, and that would be 1. Unfortunately, Spain have lost pretty much all their melee units, so I mean, if China or the Netherlands can just swish something round, they'll be doing quite well. Spain and Norway have made peace, which is a shame because that was about all the fun we were having really on this. Netherlands are starting to win back these 3 cities now. It's one of these games where it's really difficult to call who's done best. I mean, China are doing pretty well, but to be honest, for the most part, they've played quite a consolidated game, apart from actually the takedown of Rotterdam, which was pretty awesome. Netherlands have done fairly well. They were aggressive. I like the way they've been building armies, but again, they've just been sort of a bit everywhere. Norway, I've really enjoyed the speed of which these guys have built the cities out, but now, unfortunately, they are somewhat of the sort of fading light in this game. They're being overrun on multiple sides, and it looks like a couple of these cities are going to be falling soon, so I think China are probably going to win the game, but the Netherlands and Norway are probably second, and I don't know which way it's going to go at this point. So China win the game with a science victory. They're going through, and the decision really falls to between Norway and the Netherlands. I have made a decision. Let me know in the comments if you think my decision is right or wrong, but 2 things swung it from me. They're both very similar sized civs. They've both got about the same technology. They've both done pretty much the same, but number 1, the Netherlands have spent probably about 15 cumulated turns in this game with a melee unit stood right outside a city with no health, and they haven't killed it. That's really annoying. Only the Netherlands have really been doing it this game, and they've done it on like 3 different occasions now, and it's really annoying me. Secondly, Norway, they settle everywhere, and I love it. The speed of which they settled, the acceleration, the sort of the momentum they got going, the fact they stole these cities from the Netherlands, who were really mucking around. I'm going to put Norway through. I didn't think I would, but I am going to. So for me, my winners are China and Norway. Let me know in the comments if you think I've made the right or wrong decision. But that's it. The heats are over. The semi-finals, I'll get my Excel spreadsheet out and I'll randomly calculate who's going to go through. And random function. It's going to be great fun this Saturday evening while I do that. Oh look, Netherlands have finally taken it over. It's not going to save you. I'm sorry, you've annoyed me too much, Netherlands. As much as I love the pretty polders. Oh, I do love those polders, but no, I can't, my mind can't be changed. So yeah, that's crazy. We have got, let me just go and have a look at my spreadsheet. So, spoilers, obviously. Don't listen. If you haven't watched the other heats, go watch them. But, going through to the semi-finals, we've got my bye of Alexander. Poor guy, having to be killed pretty much every video here. And we've got the following: Amantatore, Genghis Khan, Pericles, Teddy Roosevelt, Lautaro, John Curtin, Shaka, Chandragupta, Trajan, Pedro, Siondek, Poundmaker, and then from this heat we've got Quincy and Harold. That's going to be making up our semi-finals. I'll give you more instruction and more sort of, well, description of how it's going to go. But until then, thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been really good fun having you around thus far, and I shall see you in the semi-finals. Bye!